Hi everyone, it's Lucy with Lucy's Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome as well. So I figured I'd do like a quick little mini reading on what's going on right now around the world with the whole like coronavirus pandemic. Just to get like five, like just a few cards to say like about the energy and what's going on right now. So this is actually I don't usually use this deck, but I've had it for a while, but I figured this was perfect because it's like the Saints and Angels Oracle Cards deck by Doreen Virtue. So now with this, it's like even if you're, I mean, I know not all religions believe in saints and things like that, but just this is not, even if you're not, if you don't believe in saints or whatever it is, the messages on the cards still, like you don't even have to like, go by what the saints say. You can just go by the message itself on there. Yeah, so it's not like, geared towards any certain, group of people or any certain religion. So I just wanted to pull some cards because this is a pretty good deck for what's going on right now. So yeah, so even if you're an atheist or even if you're like non-religious or you're Catholic, you're Christian, you're Jewish, whatever it is, this is you can still watch this because we're just going by the messages on the cards. Okay, so when I saw which cards, I was shuffling and saying just to get like a quick tell me something, like tell me what's going on, like messages for what's going on right now. So these three flew out one at a time while I was shuffling. So when I first looked at this, I was like, okay, this makes total sense. Okay, sleep, safe travel, and you're a leader. So without even looking at the book, I looked at the book afterwards, but and I'm gonna read a few lines from the book on like what it means. But to me, right off the bat, like sleep makes sense. So now, while we're going through this whole thing, like most people are like order under an order to stay at home, or lockdown, complete lockdown, whatever. So this is a good chance to rest, to catch up on sleep. Usually everybody's just like running around, like our schedules are so busy. I mean, even myself, especially like, I mean, forever, for the longest time, but especially like this past year, it's like, I feel like it's been going on a merry-go-round, like just round and round, and it doesn't stop. You know what I mean? Like each week is just, kind of you're doing the same thing, work and this and that. So it's kind of a time for us to pause. It's time for us to just like take a rest. Like this is like the first time, I don't know, in my lifetime where we've actually have told like, okay, stay home, you can't go out, like you can't even go to the park, or if you go out to, you can't even have like gatherings of, more than a couple of people or whatever. So this is like something different and something new that we haven't, well, I mean, maybe like I know like my ancestors in like World War II or something, you know what I mean, when they were living in Europe or something. That I could see, like, yeah, they had to be, stay home and shelter in place. But this is like in my lifetime, yeah, this is the first time that like, and it's crazy. It is crazy. Like, but it's, how they say like sometimes like, what's the silver lining? Like, there's a lot of people catching this. There's a lot of people passing away, which is really bad. But then like, meanwhile, like, and it, I mean, it's sometimes it feels like you're in a dream. It's like, is this really going on? Like, are we really home? Like, is this thing really going around like so rampant? And I mean, I know I have relatives in Italy, and yeah, it's been bad over there too. So, yeah, it is a reality. But while we are stuck at home, there are things, like one thing that we could do is, besides spending time with family members or catching up with people or doing other stuff, like is definitely rest and sleep and stuff because we're always so busy in our lives. So safe travel, obviously, that, well, keeping safe, that's been the whole like message of pretty much this past month of everything that's going on, and safe travel. So, well, right now some states I know have like no unnecessary travel. So, but if you are going to be traveling, say even when you go to the supermarket, um, you still have to be careful, accidents can still happen, and, like the whole thing with catching, getting sick and stuff like that. Just have to stay, you just have to be careful and just, stay safe in general, whether it's just driving, traveling, health wise, everything like that. Funny thing is, for those who do know about Saint Christopher is actually, actually have the medal in my car that my father gave it to me because he was, my family was Catholic. I was raised Catholic, but growing up. So, but my dad gave it to me. But I'm more spiritual than religious, FYI. But I would have respect for all religions. So, I do read about other religions as well. So I'm not just tied to one. So, but anyway, so yeah, I actually have a medal of Saint Christopher in my car, that my dad gave to me that he used to have in his car, for years, and he just just gave it to me, and he put it in on my visor, but and I still keep it to this day. So that was like last year when he gave it to me, so I'm just gonna keep it there. But so yeah, as far as safe travel, like if you do, especially also like for people who have to go to work, like first responders, all medical staff, like cops, everything like that, like just keeping safe while traveling too. So that's a good, the message too, um for everybody that does have to travel and when what's going on right now. So the other thing, let's see here, I'm trying to say, but basically, yeah, keeping safe, whether it has to do with traveling or just health wise, safe traveling. I mean, that's the main thing. And the third one is you're a leader. So this makes total sense because there's a lot of people that are emerging, as leaders that maybe like weren't like that were like kind of behind the scenes, or they weren't like emerging before. I was watching the news and I'm seeing all these good stories, like how people are like leading the way to like, okay, we're gonna sew masks for the medical staff and things like that. So it's like people are kind of emerging that weren't like just not just that, that's just one example, but just saying like people are kind of like becoming leaders and taking charge and being, whereas before they were maybe like just your average person, your everyday person. Now people are actually like kind of stepping up and doing stuff that that they feel like they're called to do, like to help out with this situation. So those are all pretty good cards. I'm gonna read what the actual book says. So for sleep, it's funny that I was when I was reading this, it said like, I'll read it to you right now. So I'll just read a few sentences. Most likely this is a message for you to get more rest. Cut unnecessary activities from your schedule and get a good night's sleep. If emotional upsets are keeping you awake, give them to God and your angels. You can easily do this by mentally picturing your angel holding a bucket. Put any troubles into the bucket and watch your angel take them away to heaven where everything is resolved. And make sure that your sleeping space is conducive to a good night's rest, and check that your bedding is clean and hypoallergenic. Your increasing sensitivity means that you need to avoid chemicals or allergens in your bedroom, and it also needs to be dark, quiet, and cool. Fresh air can help you as well. This is also a message to take more time for rest during the day. You're pushing yourself too hard. Avoid or cut down on stimulants such as caffeine, sugar, nicotine, and chocolate. Take frequent meditation breaks, even 2 minutes of closing your eyes, taking deep breaths, and holding positive thoughts will help. So, yeah, like basically, we've all been kind of forced to cut back on our activities now because of everything that's going on. So, it's almost like kind of making people like take a rest and take a pause and things like that, and cut out the activities right now that aren't a priority, that aren't at the top of the list. So that's that made kind of sense when I saw that. Let's see here. And then safe travel pretty much just talks about St. Christopher, so it's pretty self-explanatory. You're a leader, it says you're called upon to use your leadership skills to help an important cause. You probably know or suspect the nature of this endeavor already. You have natural qualities that will inspire others to help Even if you don't think of yourself in this way, trust that this card comes to you as a clear message of your selection for this position. So yeah, like I said before, like people are emerging, like people like just, you know, your average person every day. I mean, I even saw that like there was like in the news like somebody who I think works for medical staff for events or something, and they said that they had a whole supply of, you know, things that like medical staff could use, like masks and other stuff too. So instead of them sitting there, they just kind of like, you know, went to their warehouse and got them all and just like kind of donating them to hospitals and stuff like that. So I mean, like your everyday average people, they're just like kind of stepping up and doing stuff that like, you know, they feel called to do. So it's like you kind of taking on a leadership role with that. So yeah, but I mean, it makes sense. That makes sense. That it makes sense that these cards came out. But so either way, during this whole thing, I say like just if you guys pray, I would say continue praying. If you or if you just kind of are stressed or anxious, I would say continue to meditate. Try and do relaxing activities. I know like just watching the news can get you all nervous. The first week like of the news that I was hearing about in Italy, it was making me so nervous because I have relatives over there. So, but it's like a time to kind of rest, regroup, and just, you know, like be thankful and be like have gratitude for everything that we have, and especially health. Health is number one. Doesn't matter how much money you have, or you're rich, you're poor, or whatever color, whatever religion, we're all in the same boat now. So, like, because anybody can get sick from this, so just stay healthy and stay grounded, and that's about it. But anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Any questions, just comment below. Bye.